everyone. I'm Rick Bantelman, VP of Sales at MyWorkDrive. And as we do from time to time, we like to give you a preview of what's coming next. And this one is device approval. Customers have asked for it, and we've listened. What you'll be able to do is take devices, and the administrator will enroll them so that they can access the MyWorkDrive shares. Scott Miller is joining us. He is the VP of Engineering, and he's going to walk you through the demo. Take it away, Scott.
Sure. Thanks, Rick. So in 6.2, this requires both the new 6.2 server and client. So you'll want to download both of them. Older clients will not be able to connect if you enable device approval and they're not part of the device tree. So what you'll have now is device approval as a menu item when you log into the server console. I'm on one of our QA servers in our lab. You'll notice here a list of devices. So we have one user who's logged into this server on a Mac OS client, and you have the ability to turn on approval for either the MapDrive clients, Windows or Mac, as you see here, or the mobile client. When you do not have this turned on, any users who log in are just basically in monitor mode. They're just being added to the list. You can do some sort and searching, which I'll show you why that's important after we get one in here. But let's go ahead and turn this feature on. And of course, now the device configuration is running. We're now in approval mode. The only user who can log into this server is OS on this Mac OS device. Let's go ahead and jump in as a user. I'm going to switch over to a Windows 10 workstation. I've got the client here. I'm going to log into my server. And when I attempt to log in, I get a warning message that says I'm not authorized. Now, we're going to clean this message up. We're going to make it a little more user-friendly, because right now it doesn't really tell the user what to do. But they're going to get a warning message that says you're not approved. And it's going to give them a hardware ID. Every device gets issued a hardware ID, just like we have device IDs on the servers. We now have them on the clients. So when you go back to your server, if you refresh this page or load this page, you'll now see that Scott is attempting to log in here with this device ID. And of course, if we're going to put that device ID on that warning message, I think is probably the biggest thing. But if you look at the about on the client, you'll see that that device identifier is there. So this user needs this device approved. That's the whole idea behind device approval, which is done just simply by sliding this on. So now user Scott over here with this map client, and that's a feature that has yet to be implemented, is getting the OS in from Windows. So this is preview. Remember, there's a few little wrinkles in here and things we know about. So now when Scott tries to log in to this server, Scott's login is serviced. Scott gets his drive letters, and you on the client side get a note that Scott last logged in. Now, I mentioned a couple features in here around being able to find users, because nobody's server is going to have 2 users on it. You're going to have dozens, hundreds, thousands, depending on your environment, and you'll potentially need to be able to find people. So of course they can give you the device ID. You may set up a policy that says, hey, when you get that warning box that you saw a minute ago, email us or email support the device ID and we'll fix it for you. They may call you on the phone, feed you the device ID, but they may also just say, hey, this is Scott, I'm trying to log in and you need to find them. Well, that's the search box. So I can search and specifically find Scott, or, you know, if you have multiple domains or multiple Scotts, you can do the whole username side of it. You can also sort. So you could say, oh, you're the last person who logged in. Let me just look at you as the last person who logged in. And there you go. It'll be Scott, or if you want to do the oldest person. So and of course you can search by username, version, if you're looking for versions, things of that nature. So really simple, really easy to use. So that's it, Rick. That's all there is to it.
That's great, Scott. This is actually the first time I've had a look at it myself, so I actually have a question. We've been asked by several customers and people interested in MyWorkDrive, what about the home user? How do we ensure that the home user can get in, that they can't just go on any machine? It has to be enrolled as a machine that's allowed to do it.
Right. So couple ways to deal with that. One, if you're issuing devices, I would pre-enroll those devices before you issue them. You know, obviously installing MyWorkDrive will be part of the build scripts for those, and you'll have the ability to service a login, print the device identifier in here and approve it as part of your build script. So you could definitely pre-approve devices that you're shipping out. If it's a home device, presumably there's some other certification that you'll want to do to that device. You'll probably want to remote into it with the user, and you'll want to audit that it's up to date on patching and antivirus is present and those sort of things. So as you're doing that, what you'll want to do is just validate the device ID from the about screen here and make sure that this is really the approved device. Now, if you're just going to let anybody in, you're not going to be concerned about the, you don't have sensitive information that users have access to remotely, then you might not put it in approval mode. You might, as this screen is on, you might just put it in monitor mode, which is unchecked, and then it's just going to record that the user was in there. And you can then, as we talked about in searching, you could go in here and search by username and just audit what machines that user's logging in on.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Oh, that's going to work real well. Thanks. Scott, one last question, as everybody always wants to know, and being in sales, I really want to know, when's this going to be ready for production?
Yeah, we're excited about this feature. So you're seeing this video, which means it's available in preview now. You're welcome to check it out. We encourage you to put it on QA machines and test it out, even in a UAT environment or with users. Production release, as we've seen, there's a couple things that we still want to make, improvements we want to make, like the OS version not showing up on the Windows machines, and that message on the warning that we saw earlier when you first try to log in. We want to improve that to give the user a better understanding of what they need to do to proceed to get the problem fixed. So we're looking at certainly by the end of Q1, but hopefully in February to be able to go to a production release. And this isn't the only, of course, the only new thing or the only enhancement we're working on. There's a host of other things that are in a similar state of we're working on them. They're not quite ready for prime time yet.
Okay, everyone, that'll do it for this little preview. Look, see at what is coming. Any questions, you can certainly send to, from a technical nature, support@myworkdrive.com, or from a sales perspective, sales@myworkdrive.com. That'll go to me. Again, thank you for taking a look, and have a great day.